measured like serotonin and dopamine levels. There's so many factors. There's so many factors into why someone would be depressed.
Yeah.
Some of it has to be genetic, just like mental illness. Some of
Yeah.
it is absolutely genetic. Some of it is life circumstances. I mean, if you have a shitty job and a shitty life and shitty friends and a shitty house and a shitty neighborhood,
Yes.
you probably feel like shit.
I remember when I had all that, and I was depressed.
Yeah.
But I felt like it was logical depression. There was a reason I was depressed. I was newly in the world as a person out of college, so I was starting life. For the first time, I didn't have the protective guardianship of school.
Right.
Okay, so that's scary. And I was worried, am I going to be a failure in life? Here I am trying to be a comedian. Okay, that's a risky proposition. Not many people make it. I was embarrassed to even tell people, what do you do? Oh, I'm trying to be a comedian. Okay, that's funny. And I lived in a shitbox. And I didn't have any girlfriends, and I had no money. And I was depressed for very good reason. No respect. I had nothing that makes people happy. When I got more of those things, I got happier. That's normal, okay? That's different than the person who has lots of great things. I mean, you read about this all the time among the show business community. And people, I'm sure, all the time say that, why is this guy depressed? He must be on top of the world.
Right.
And, no, he had to quit the tour because of mental health issues. He was depressed. People are lining up to see him in fucking arenas, and he's depressed. And it's, because that doesn't solve the problem when it's a chemical problem.
Yeah, and I think also for some people, they worship this idea of success as being the thing that's going to get them out of it, that's going to make them happy. And then they get success, and then they get accustomed to that success, and they're still not happy. And then they get really depressed, like, oh my God, I'm at the top, and it sucks.
Right. I mean, if that still doesn't fill the hole in your heart, then where do you go? You got nothing else.
Yeah, I always wonder. I mean, I think these things vary very widely. And I always wonder, like, what is their life like? What are their friends like? What's their family like? What do they do for activities? What are they eating? Are they sleeping well? Like, are they doing anything to mitigate it, to put themselves on a path, that gives them some sort of a feeling of accomplishment in life, a feeling of like, and I don't mean accomplishment in terms of like material possessions, but like you're doing something. You're getting something done.
A reason to get up in the morning.
Yeah, something that you really enjoy and gives you joy and gives you happiness and satisfaction. There's a lot of people out there that don't have that. Like you said, we're really lucky that we have jobs that we enjoy. We love what we do. We have like, I mean, there's a reason why when someone says to you, oh, you're going to be a stand-up comedian, good fucking luck. Because most people don't make it.
No. They don't.
Most. I mean, do you remember the people you did open mic with? How many of them are still around?
I remember everybody I was in the clubs with. It was hundreds of guys.
Yeah.
Mostly guys, some women. But, I mean, back in 1980, and yes, you could name them all. Or, like I always like to point out to people when they get into these discussions about the strike and show business and what kind of business this is and is it different than other businesses. Yes, if you look at the credits of any movie, especially ones that are a few years old, 10 years old, 20 years old, 30 years old, look at the credits as they go by at the end of the movie. Outside of the 2 or 3 stars of the movie, you'll see a list of 20 or 30 people who were in that movie. All of them thought they were going to be stars. They all had parts. Not the biggest parts in the movies, but parts. And you look at that list and you do not recognize one of those names.
Yeah.
They all wanted to be something that this movie that they were in was going to take them to the next level, and it did not.
Yeah.
It did not.
That's just
show business.